Yo, what's up, family? Yo, let's break down this Brat, decode this Brat, right? Okay, let's go into it because it's a lot. All right, so let's get into that B or that six. She's is right in front of which it could be the G, this 13 or the G, right? You got your 666 in there. I know y'all see that, right? She's standing in the water, which is a blood oath, right? So it basically the code is, you know what I'm saying, now that she know what's going on, and she got the serpent's eyes to see, because you see the eyes on the six, the G, the six, right? Three strikes, which is the reverse K, upon the altar, and you're out. You know what I'm saying? So this the initiation, and I got some pictures with it upside down, right? Because you gotta understand that a lot this is the witchcraft of Hollywood, the videos. So they tell you what they doing, and they got to tell you, and they had to have your permission to do certain things, and so those who have that deeper understanding, you see the serpent over the backwards A. You see what I'm saying? And another thing too is, what she's standing on, which is the eye of Ra, right? Right or left. And the water too shows that she's a high priestess, right? With the snake above the eye. See what I'm saying? So y'all can look at that, slow it down, make it big, whatever. Just check that out right there. Now I want y'all to hang in with me, because I got a lot more stuff I want to show you, because there's a ceremony too in another video she got, right? With they eating babies. They eating an actual baby. You know what I'm saying? And all of them partake of it. Forget about this north, south, east, west beef. It ain't no such thing in this world, this underworld. They all work as a unit. Forget about that beef. What this one talking about this one this side of town, and this one talk about this one on town. It's no such thing. It's no such thing. And right now, as you can see, she's standing on. It looks like she's standing on a mountaintop, right? And her foot is connected to the G, right? And then that's the boat of Osiris, right there at the top. The wing Isis. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go into the video. Okay, he giving the directions of the ceremony, and in the water, that's why they doing it. At nighttime, they putting the spirits in the water and calling forth the demonic entities, right? So in the next clip, it's day, and she getting baptized into what they call the funk, right? Which is paraphernalia, right? Rape, murder, whatever. See, Atlanta was a breeding ground at one time, back in so-called slavery days, a breeding camp. So this ain't up, but it's about trafficking too, all in one. All these spirits in the water. She getting baptized, and here you have a child on the balcony, and one of the demons approaching, and she being took. Now I forget what she's screaming at that time when I took that, but y'all can watch the video. Go back and watch the video. See, it's starting to make sense. So if you slow it down, you can catch it too. Boom, there go the head, the top, Osiris, and demonic entity. But like I say, they reverse everything. So what you think you seeing, you know what I'm saying? He possessed, and I think that he's a militant operative who weaponized music. So he learned he weaponized the music. This go back to the 12 tribes and the Levites and the ones that used to sit around the camp. Instruments. The ones control the instruments. To put you in certain moods and stuff, to talk to God. But he was, he sold out. He made a deal with the devil. Went to the mountaintop, and he just took the deal. So on her arm, you got the serpent, you see, right? And she entangled. And what's on her hand, right? The ghost, right? and that's gonna come out real. That's gonna make sense in the next breakdown of the Brat video. I'm gonna give it to you, cause she touching people. She gonna give it to them. Again, high priestess. Now on this rope, you can see little black dots of like a bird and this, and whatever. It's a construction. That's all this is. This is a construction layout. North, south, east, west. Right? Because she hanging up in the sky. High priestess in the order. She's a high priestess in this demonic order with the Egyptian science. Ancient science. Right? Boom. Her headdress, which is the crown, which I think is Ned Hebet, I think, or the vulture, the one that protect children over childbirth. See, they got her wearing the headdress caught up in the net. You see what I'm saying? So they want to take over this portal. It's all about portals, trapping people in time. And they tell you, they go to authors right there. You see it. So she done took the deal. See the little dragon right there, the Mulan dragon right there. And Tahuti with the big bird. The one with that long, the scribe. Caught up in the pentagram. So she already caught up in the Kabbalah system. Even though it's an Israel thing, she caught up in it. You see what I'm saying? Which is, if you look at her breastplate, right, which is the ghost spell. You see what I'm saying? And it's also a pyramid cap, emerald pyramid cap, which that's going to get into the video coming right after this. And it's a whole bunch of little fragmented pyramids on here all around the globe. All these damn pyramids. That's a G5 stuff. All right. I'm gonna tell you how far I go though. All right. Sorry if I'm rushing, but it's a lot to get through because I got a couple more videos after this I want to break down, because we've been played, for 25, 30 years, man. Ever since the early 1990s, even before they had the system already constructed, but generation is generation. They fulfill that part of their agenda, and here's another. This look like the ground zero thing, because this album was in the late 1996, 2000, whatever, something like that. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, whatever. That look like ground zero right there. And see, he meeting. See, it's a meeting of the minds right there. See what I'm saying? And if you notice in the video, back in there, Jermaine Dupri was wearing a 00, right? Which if you go into the Ross band, that 00, at that ground zero, right? That's a ritual also, but that's where the fallen angels set up at the mount on ground zero, right? We're talking ley lines. Now check this video out, and I'm gonna get back with you after you watch this. It's all gonna come together.
Mr. Reese, I was thinking that you and Detective Fusco might stop by the bank.
Might stop by the bank.
You need us to make a deposit, Finch? The canister from the crime scene is a remnant of a long-defunct pneumatic tube mail network that once ran beneath the city. One of its hubs was an old retail bank.
Might stop by the bank.
Which has recently found new ownership. Mr. Elias appears to have revived it to conceal his communications.
Smuggle murder weapons into highly secured government buildings.
Smuggle murder weapons into highly secured government buildings.
Did I leave a breadcrumb?
Just wondering what's up your sleeve. Trapdoor. Pneumatic tubes rigged with C4.
Pneumatic tubes rigged with C4.
This looks like the spot.
You got a plan to get in, partner?
Relax. I got a backstage pass.
Done.
We're in the bank fence.
We're in the bank fence.
Before the Brotherhood comes looking to make their own withdrawal.
Pneumatic tubes once looped around the entire island of Manhattan. Delivering mail and money. American ingenuity at its finest. And you would have me leave, flee like a coward.
Everything they say about me is true. I'm a phony. I got no powers. I got no right to be pretending to be the Wiz. I got nothing. Hocus pocus. I'm just plain old Herman Smith from Atlantic City.
Atlantic City? Atlantic City?
I'm just
Atlantic City?
I'm just
Atlantic City?
I'm just a second-rate politician from District 7.
Public office is the last refuge of the incompetent.
I'm incompetent. So much so, I could never get elected to public office. I ran for any and everything. Alderman, councilman, assembly leader. I became a laughing stock. I couldn't even get on the ticket. One desperate grandstand play, you know what I did? I ran a hot air balloon.
Hot air. That's a perfect vehicle for you.
It was a beautiful 4th of July day. I planned to fly over the boardwalk and the beach. Well, my leaflet to the astonished crowd below. My motto was, vote for Smith. Just when I got up in the balloon, a terrible storm came up and blew me into the clouds. I got lost. I landed here in Oz. They never seen a hot air balloon like mine before. They proclaimed me the wizard. Now, I needed a job.
The Brotherhood. Can't say I didn't warn you. Hurry. This way.
Fool me once, old man.
Fool me once. Fool me once.
Fool me once, old man.
Exactly. In this day and age, a fugitive crime lord like yourself remains free. Because two of New York's finest protect and serve you. How? From now on, they answer to me. And you're all gonna tell me how this little symbiotic relationship works. I'm offering a place at the table. Acknowledge me as the head of the 5 families, and you and your men can live. You want some air?
You want some air? You want some air?
Tell me where your hacker boss is.
It's about to begin. The correction.
Correction?
Samaritan is planning an attack.
When?
The ferry bombing. You sanctioned Nathan Ingram's death along with all the other innocent people. Lot's wife couldn't help but look back at the burning city, and she burst into a pillar of salt. Do you know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? You said yourself you're good at shutting your eyes. The world is about to catch fire, but you can still save yourself if you don't do anything to stop the correction. Here's your last chance to look away. Those who impede progress, the disruptive, the aberrant, will be systematically purged from our society. For some, this will be the end. Go home to your loved ones. Hold your daughter tight, because a new day is dawning. There will be no mercy. But for others, a rebirth. No stay of execution. Every life given a purpose, Samaritan will build a new world. A second chance to live the life they were designed for. A better world.
Time to make a deal. Detective Riley, the Elias era is over. New world order. I want the keys to the city.
There are no keys. No arrangements.
May 6, what have you heard? Any operations in and around the Capitol? I have reason to believe an attack is going to take place in the next 24 hours. It's called the Correction.
Operational quarantine.
Do not disturb nobody in or out. Columbia Heights.
Lock down all the exits. Lock down all the exits.
Quarantine address, Columbia Heights.
Get the ratchet.
Take some balls turning off the book's ops on a quarantined address.
Why are we breaking into this place?
That quarantine order from research? I never ordered it.
Lock down all the exits.
15 laptops, huh? Started?
I'm trying to avoid a shutdown, actually. That smell.
Ammonium nitrate, fertilizer.
Why's the lid cut off?
Built a bomb.
With a wave of brownouts spreading across the U.S., experts expect power surges and outages up the East Coast and into the greater New York area.
John, look out your window. On the power lines, do you see any boxes?
I see one. It's marked with a T. Why?
But why are we allowed to see what's inside? I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Last guy who had your job, he opened up one of those boxes. Next day, he was gone.
We've been replacing these things for how many months now? You've never been tempted to see what's inside.
It's a line conditioning box. It's all you need to know.
That's all I know. You're the boss.
The machine is here. It's here because it's everywhere. The machine gave up its location to save our lives. This is one of any number of city substations devoted to the distribution of electricity across the southern half of New York.
The machine is using the power grid as a giant brain.
When the machine moved itself, it didn't go to a data farm. It went into the wires. It uploaded itself directly into the nation's electrical grid. Essentially, there's a tremendous amount of unused space in copper power lines. The boxes on the lines allow the machine's digital signals to travel in that space.
A highly complex computational system hiding in plain sight.
Samaritan, we need to pull the feeds. Line the damn thing now.
Why would we blind the single greatest watchdog America has ever had?
And Samaritan is his weapon. There's gonna be a bomb that detonates here in D.C. tomorrow. You know how the wheels spin in this city. A few pawns get fired, but the person who's really responsible just gets a bigger checkbook.
Real control is invisible, surgical. It interferes only when necessary. Most of humanity is docile, pliant. It's only ever a few hundred people that create all of the problems.
We haven't failed yet. You had an impossible challenge. One I never programmed before.
Brat, I don't think the machine can help us anymore.
So far, these 2 single episodes at the end of Season 4 of a show called Person of Interest. These are the only 2 instances that I can find of anything filmed inside of Trump's 40 Wall Street copper-topped bank. The bank that a plane flew into just 600 times 60 times 60 seconds before he was born in 1946. What you're about to see is what is called the construct, demonic influence which possesses those who work in Hollywood to foreshadow the plans of the devil. You see, the Hollywood script is the dark side version of the Holy Scripture. The devil wants to be like the Most High and elevate himself above God. And God gave us eyes to see these things and to expose them, so that you will no longer be deceived. Now, based on our research over the past several years, what has been revealed to me is that Helios, or Sol Invictus, is the spirit or the demon that possesses New York and its leaders in the Big Apple. They are the princes of darkness. So what is this show all about? Well, it's about 2 competing artificial intelligences. One is called the Machine and the other is called the Samaritan. And both are evil, but they want you to believe that one is good and one is not. They're portrayed as all-knowing and all-seeings, and they tap into the city and the world's camera and microphone system in order to enact complete control on everyone that is living there, holding the world in balance by silently killing anyone who threatens that balance. Does this sound familiar? We heard and saw this in the last season of Westworld. It had the same exact theme, but in that series the AIs were named Jeroboam and Solomon. Now, I was shocked to see Jim Caviezel in this series taking his orders from the artificial intelligence. You see, everybody that makes it through the glass ceiling of influence has already been corrupted. Now, it's interesting because there's an aspect to this when they descend down into the vault of Trump's building. You'll see them going down into a pneumatic tube system. Now, you can make of that what you will. Pneumatic, pneumonia, both mean air, hot air. This hot air pneumatic tube system was prominent underneath New York City and Manhattan. They also have one of these in Paris. Go figure, right? Statue of Liberty is from Paris, and we both have pneumatic tube systems. Ours was operational until the 1960s, but one of the hubs seems to be directly beneath Trump's building. And I began to see the connections between this hot air and helium, Helios, hot air rising, helium rising into the stratosphere. And I began to see this connection in the film called The Wiz that came out in 1978. It starred Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. And The Wizard of Oz explains that he was a politician, a corrupt politician, and that he got his power to be Emperor or the Wizard of Oz when he flew his balloon over Atlantic City. You know, like Trump's casino. And he said that when he went into like another dimension somehow. And then you see that he shines the light, That's Helios. That's the sun god. And that when he got to the wizard, or when he got to Oz, that the people had never seen this balloon before and began to worship him and made him the wizard. And I'm starting to wonder if something similar hasn't happened in our reality. Some machine, Helios, that was shown to these leaders to make them give in to what we're going through right now. So, back to Person of Interest. They're down in the basement, in the vault, just like in The Wiz. And of course there are rival gangs called the Brotherhood. And then we get the iPad Go-To overlay, Fool Me Once. Now all of this points back to election days. We've been tracking these election days and seeing how they overlay one another. How Lincoln was elected his second time on Dunce Day, November 8th. And how in 2016 Trump was elected on Dunce Day, November 8th. So this stuff is pretty crazy. They even mentioned quarantine and lockdowns and shutdowns in this episode, these last two episodes of Person of Interest. I wish that I was making all this up, but there it is right there in the script, in the devil's scripture. They talk about not getting enough air. Everything that we're going through right now. Now, this is where they get into the correction or the reset. And they talk about how one of these AIs is planning to reset everything. And that's exactly what CV-19 has done. It has reset everything. Now, this reset is supposed to happen on May 6th in the series. And I don't know how that dovetails in, but they do talk about Supreme Court justices and a planned attack on the Supreme Court justices. We know that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died of old age. I don't think she was taken out. Many people think she was. But how does that fit into all of this? It's very difficult to tell. But they talk about the end. They talk about everything catching fire. They talk about a great reset in this last episode of Person of Interest. Now, the reset includes a purge, getting rid of all the dissidents and people that don't agree with their system. And you can be guaranteed that that will include people like us as they try to create their world order. And of course, they mention the world order in this episode as well. And just like in many of the other films that we've decoded, they mention keys to the city, which the Brotherhood faction wants to take away from Elias, who I believe is like the Trump character. And of course, Trump loves his keys. Why? Because of Janice, Bifrons, Biff, as well as Gemini. So this goes on. Here are the quarantine mentions over and over again. This place on Columbus, or in Columbus, Columbia Heights is protected. It's under quarantine. They raid the location. They find BOMBS as part of the reset as they try to shut it down or stop it from happening. Then there's a blackout as one of the AIs tries to use that blackout to defend itself, but I believe that this is really a metaphor for the VIRUS that was coming and that they knew was coming. Remember, all of this came about and aired several months before Trump would ever announce his presidency. And then we get the 5G aspect to all this, as the workers on the lines don't even look at what they're installing. They never even took the time to understand what was really going on right before their eyes. And everything that we talked about, the copper lines, is coming to fruition as they install these, I call them Trump boxes, the 5G whiz technology that nobody wants to ask questions about, but yet we're all willing to build our own infrastructure of death. And so it turns out that the copper boxes and the copper lines become the home or the brain for one of these AIs that they are trying to save. And this is everything we've been talking about. Abraham Lincoln, the telegraph president, the copper president, under which the transatlantic copper telegraph lines were installed. And here we are, full circle, with 5G whiz and all of the copper that will be needed for it in these towers. So all of the clues are there if you have eyes to see. We've come full circle. Telegraph of 1858, the transatlantic telegraph line, and now copper coin shortages. Most coins are 90% copper. Dimes, quarters, pennies have a small coating of copper. But this might make sense as to why we have this coin shortage. And of course, the coin shortage also has to do with the currency reset. But why would they start with coins? Well, now we know they need the copper to finalize the last parts of our own prison. Because see, if they were to just start building up the copper mine infrastructure, that would raise a flag, wouldn't it? So why not just ask for the coins back and do away with certain coins in order to free up that copper? That would be a lot less suspicious, wouldn't it? So these pneumatic tubes are a metaphor for the World Wide Web. They were the first means of instant communication after the telegraph, and then they were replaced with power lines. Power lines that we could communicate through, electronic lines that then evolved into networks, and now we are at 5G whiz, the network that will change everything. By the end of the season, the machine is downloaded into some hard drives. It is overtaken by the attack. And that's where it ends. The machine. And this is where we're all headed. Take care and be safe, you guys.
Alright, family, let's get back into this thing right here. As you can see, take a good look at that head on the ground. It's bringing you to this next point. There you go, with his cap peeled back. The head with his cap peeled back. The Wizard of Oz again. This is De La Soul. De La Soul. Jersey. Atlantic City. Carbon-based people. The magnetic people. It's your melanin. Well, De La Soul rule. The green. New growth in underworld. Sold out to the underworld. They sold out. Conscious brothers. So conscious, they want to be big time. They want to make the money. They want to be in this group. They're going to construct right there. The whole construction right there. On the breastplate and all. the high priestess, female high priestess. Let's invert that picture. Now what it look like? Like King Kong hanging from the building. But guess what? It's a capstone on the breastplate. See what I'm saying? The ghost spell. The artificial intelligence at the head. The tail represent the reptilians. You see what I'm saying? They putting themselves back together. Coming through the portal. I don't know what people think about Egypt, but it's so many books that was burnt up and destroyed. So they say about Alexander the Great, libraries burnt down. And there's so many books up under the Vatican, so much science from the, what they say, the Temple of Luxor is where the priests went. High priestesses. What you think they studied there? What you think martial arts was invented? Okay? You talking about the real shamans. Okay? But it had to be a reason why people left there. They packed their bags and got up out of there. A new governor, new rules, misusing and disobeying the natural laws, perversing it, all type of creations. People got to come out their time zone into this time zone to try to fix things. Archangels to fix things. Warning the people, God's people. You understand? The Levites, the ones who was in charge of music, right? Who surrounded the ark. But if they sell out and start taking orders from these beings that's promising them eternal life and money and all of this and this and all that, they're going to have you worshiping their idols. So now it's witchcraft. Spell binding. Take a good look at this logo. See how they model their logo off? So deaf. Watch. Here it come. You see the model? Do you see it? Now check this out. People Magazine. Who at the top? Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill. That's what it's about. Right there. She gonna give it to you. She gonna initiate you into the game. They're gonna and you see the end result. Cloned. Dead and cloned. Birds of a feather flock together. Right? The Brat Pack. The duality. Right? The same as they did Living Single, right? And then on the spinoff they did Friends. Right? Okay. Same thing. You go back to the interviews and listen to the man who they call Carl Barker talk about it. You see what I'm saying? But it's still the same old Illuminati, soul scapping, cloning, taking over the body, homosexual, raping, hermaphrodite. She been baptized. Her head been cut. He gave up his birthright as an Israelite. What they looking for? Fresh meat. Matter of fact, the Brat got a song called "That's What I'm Looking For." Who she looking for? She looking for them archangels to convert. I mean, the secret's out now. She's gone. She in the underverse, the underworld. She's dead. That's a clone. The Brat that you see now ain't nothing but a reptilian in a clone body. A wiener. Woo. And then they give her a butt. If she gone, what you think about her sister? Lisa Ray. Bye-bye. Out of here. Out of here. They gone. Time Magazine. Hip Hop Nation. Bringing through the souls. Bringing the souls. take one of the Israelites and swap them out for one of theirs that live in the mountains, them fallen angels that live in the mountains want to use your body. They want to make it their world. They want your inheritance. They're the clone. And they just sold you out. So let's get into. Okay, so you got MC Light, the false light, the high priestess. MC Light, high priestess at the party. She got a caterers, okay, and she has. You see in the back is the Red Cross, which is where they hold the food. What you think they keep in the Red Cross? Blood, human blood. So human blood, right there. They fix her something delicious from this party, cause she said she gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it. Okay, so what's on the menu, Shell? Well, I got a newborn, several newborns. I got hot and spicy, and I got regular, got ranch. Newborn babies. I'm joking, but I ain't joking. We know this on bullshit, BS family. We know it. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta stay prayed up, man. That's why old timers say, "Hey man, I don't eat from everybody's house. They ain't clean." You can look at that on all type of levels. You know, consuming human flesh. So on the right side, you got the gateway, right? That big old oven. You know what that's to put in, and then you see the crib right behind the shelf, a baby's crib. Okay, I ain't making this up. The reptilian baby. You see, reptilian. See that? Reptilian, the pharaoh, reptilian, right? The baby. Oh, you want to make it be something else? Okay. It's just chicken wings. We'll just say it's just chicken wings. But it look like a reptilian baby to me. Okay? A human baby or a reptilian baby. Whatever, they're going to consume it because you got to be a one flesh. You know. Eat of my flesh. Ride with me. Helmet. Okay, we already know who that is, don't you? We already know what he is, an agent. Okay? Even if you disagree with me right now about Tupac was agent, it's all good, right? I'm looking at things from a spiritual eye right now. Alright? Now that right there is a head, a baby's head. Right? Or it could be a man's head. I don't know what the sex is of it. You know, could be a human head. It's flesh though. They about to get into it. It's about to be some low down, dirty, homo stuff going on. A lot of drugs being taken at this party. You already know what go down at the party. A lot of Satan worshiping, Lucifer worshiping. It hurts me to even say this, man. But to see that they actually displaying this, not for you to look into it and look at it, really break down these videos. You see, the visual is the witchcraft. What the eye don't pick up, subliminally, your soul picks up. And then you singing the damn song with them. You singing it. You casting a spell on your damn self. Now ain't that a mic check? Yo. Okay, back again. Got disconnected. But as you can see, the feast here, the brother head at the top, he missing. And the black right there, you see at the top of the blue thing right there where the guy bowing in front of the snake. At the top, the guy head. That was one of the dudes at the beginning of the video came in. He came with another guy. I guess he was the sacrifice. And they feeding them his body. Wow. That's crazy. And she got a piece of it in her mouth right now. Showing that real little reptilian tongue. Yeah. Showing that she a demon goddess. Wow. Shit is crazy. That's crazy right there. with the eye over the eye. You see it? Spell casting. Hands down. Spell casting. Well, partner, there she go. LC light. The false light. With the arrays over, with the crown over there, the rites of passage. That's what all is showing. The rites of passage to go to one of these parties and be a part of the popular group. It's the Levites, the ones controlling music. They got baptized already in the funk. But she finna give it to them, re-up. I guess everywhere they go, even the serpent in the back, right, in the yellow, moving Cujo, showing that he got, and they getting it in the butt. That's why they lean back and forth. Watch the video. They rock back and forth. Yeah. I think this is T-Bars, and she in there with the olive. Okay. I ain't hating on her, but that's the real Brat right there. Okay. And you can see the curtain right there look like one of the indigenous people that laying head cut off with a curtain, but that's alright. The T-Bar, see, she being blessed by the Brat, you see right there, anointed. You got this dude right here with the serpent in the back of his head. You see how they got it right there. I understand that shot deep power and all that, alright. T-Bar's man, morphodite shit going on right there. Bill Bellamy played the simp trying to get in. He gonna get in, all right. They're gonna be controlling. See, dude touching the red. It's just like the whole Beyonce and Jay-Z thing, where the people's in the back and control him. He gonna be controlled. He want to get in so bad and live that lifestyle, right? All right. Here you have Big being crowned in a trance. He's a puppet. They already got his funeral laid out for him. They give him the crown, though, resurrect him, build him all over again after eating that flesh, eating baby flesh, because it's so deaf. So deaf. That's why you got de la soul, deaf to the soul. That's what that is. Real talk. You see it right there, ain't? Do I have to? Hey, you see it, right? Am I making it up? Do I have to make this up? I ain't making nothing up, bro. Diddy got his demons. You see? Hey. You know what he like, what type of dudes he like. Again, it's like I say, they what he praising? There you go. Babylon. Sumerian Babylon rituals. Riches too. Controlling the music. The Levites. See? They just turn their music on their own people to control the masses. So at one time God's people, melanated, Israel, what we do, right, was praising God, using the music to praise God, uplift people and heal people. Now we just using it to destroy our own people. Destroy them, keep them in line, put them to sleep, endorse human sacrifice, all the wickedness. See? Pause the picture, look at it. It's what type of worship? Puppets and puppeteers. The demons showing that they got control over their puppets. Once you make the connection and eat from their tree, you become as one, as the hive. Fair game. The lamp, we saw it in that one. Yup. See it in that? That was sun worship. You see it in this picture. Again, it's a whole puppet show. But they showing you how these demons come out to play. They're attached to them. They follow them. They know you ain't part of that crew. You can't sneak into none of these parties like that, they're gonna smell that God in you. They're gonna smell like soul, unstained soul. They're gonna smell it. You ain't been defiled. You see? The simp, Bill Bellamy playing the simp. You know. I want to get in, and he the dummy. She got the hand up on him, controlling him. Yo, it's a feast. Yo, see? He wanted to get in, so they gonna mind control him. Yo. All your favorite celebrities in here. It ain't no north, south, east, west. Forget that. It's no such thing. Their whole job is to break up Israel. It don't matter if you up north. It don't matter if you out south. It don't matter if you cross in Africa, China, Israel. They after you. But this program is based on America, South America. Okay? Programming. Spell casting. You see, the light one behind them, giving the wood to him, behind Cujo. Give him that wood. You see the beings on to the right? You see them. There they go. There he go again. In the mess. They serving some people sacrifices. Other people is is there to have fun, to do these homo stuff. There she go, all in her head. She got the whole thing written out. That's when Bill Bellamy take the girl. She already predicted what he was gonna do, cause he mind control. See, he part of the hive. See, that's why they show half of his face. She innocent. You see, she already knew when she seen it. That's why she was laughing. He done took one of the cars. Yup. So just pause it. You see they worshiping the one eye. You know, his jacket, the white dude and the black dude with the jacket, his arm got the one eye symbol on it and shit. Like I say, it's costumes. A lot of it's costumes, but they telling you inside of what go on. You know, within their society. You know, God just gave me the vision, you know what I'm saying, to be able to look at it and bring it back to you. Because if you listening now, to me, you supposed to be here. You supposed to be here seeing this. So you could be aware of these spells as they cast. They casting these spells upon you. You know, looking at butt. Men butt. See the portal back there? The rites of passage coming through this portal, this underworld. This video is not in like sequence. You know, it's different pictures from different scenes in the party. You know, I did not alter anything in this party. The demon's up top in the one eye. She showed you at different times. She cast different spells of different knowledge of old. Even though they background is Egyptianology, and the scripts that they have is scripts that was given to them by fallen lords to be able to cast these spells upon you. Look at the world that's in. The demons around that house. The demons in the house as they come in and bless the people that's coming in and bring you sacrifices. As soon as they show that to the right there, you see the vulture and all that shit. Every time they show a scene like that with somebody coming in, they coming in with a demon. Or coming in, they bring the sacrifice to the party. What? To be food. Food for the immortals. Food for the fallen ones. And they get their crown as they give a sacrifice. The first guy, when it first came on, which I didn't show, there was a guy that came in and he was the head, he was the main course. His homeboy brought him to the party, which that's the Osiris and Set thing. The brother invited him to a party and he became a meal. Well, he ain't become a meal, but they locked him in the casket and chopped him up in so many pieces. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, they got all this in here. They got they got a whole bunch of Osiris stuff in here. But a lot of this stuff is, man, it's just witchcraft. It's witchcraft, man. You know, she got the mark on her forehead. She telling you who she telling you. You ain't got to believe me. Let's take a closer look. And I'm not necessarily just talking, you know, I seem to be stressing like this, but I'm just trying to make a point clear. Because, you know, y'all my family and stuff like that. So, a lot of y'all my families, a lot of y'all is just like, whatever, you know. I'm coming to throw havoc on this nigga. I ain't listening. This nigga's psyched out. Whatever. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm showing you she got the mark right there. She's showing you, but then they should talking to each other. You ain't even supposed to be here. The fallen ones mark theirs. They know who they is. People's is. They eat flesh. They do all of these demonic things. You see? Praying for the fallen forgiveness? Come on, man. The niggas could kill you. Then they show you what COVID-19 do? The puppet Cujo is a puppet. B.I.G. false asleep. They already implanted him. They knew his future from the beginning. The false light. MC false light. A high priestess. And what they do? They cast all these spells upon the thousands of people. The serpent. That's a Sumerian right there. That's a Sumerian Babylon ritual right there. The one eye. All of that. They cast a spell on thousands of people without them even knowing what's going on. They do this every year, every season. And we ain't woke up yet. This is why things ain't changing. You understand? This is the spiritual. You really have to wake up to see what's going on around you. Hip hop would not allow this so many years ago. You see what I'm saying? It's a joke. He always laughing. What they falling? They falling. All of them. It's all good though, you know. I ain't with them, but yeah. You know, they keep this up for the sleepers. They keep this charade going. That's why you ain't gonna never go to get that justice that you need, sovereign man. It's a secret. But under every judge's robe, they practice Egyptology because they high-ranking Masons. Now, what order they belong to, there you go. How you going to get justice when you eating babies? Look at this picture. This is a ritual. How you going to get justice in a court, right? When they eating baby flesh. Human, Israel babies. The rap game. That's what it is. It's the wrap you up game. That's what it is. And serve your ass like a taco. Serve your ass like a burrito. They wrapping your ass up. Mind control. Early. Born into it. Don't try to go to the popular parties. Don't try to be around the popular. Maybe it's a group you don't need to even be around. You don't know what they do. You don't know their background like that. Satan has an unlimited fun. His money is forever. Of course he gonna get his children, his minions that. So you can see, oh, let me follow them. He paid off the Levites. He paid off the priests. He paid them off. God gave him a gift of music and he paid them off. They supposed to be using that musical instruments to praise the Most High. But guess what they do? They made a deal with the devil to militarize they gift and use it upon the people. And what the devil give them? Nothing. Death. Cloned out. Put you in the catacomb and put the Robotoid clone up here to take your, cause they snatching your crown. That's all they want. They want your crown. He's soulless. Everything they do is repetitive. You can see it in anything. Anything they do is the same old militarized, demonic, subatomic message in every picture. All you got to do is take your time. If he ain't keeping you wrapped up with work, you got to take your time and look at the video and break it down. Have discussions amongst your loved ones and friends about this shit. I mean, excuse my language for those, I just get hyped about this, man, because it's a battle, it's a war going on. And we getting killed, man. He taking us out. If not through the COVID, through all these other means. We fighting every day. But we put our trust in the Lord. He always brings us through. That's our X factor, not Lauryn Hill's X factor. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about our X factor. Because they can't factor in the capabilities of the Most High. They can't factor in what he gonna do. You see what I'm saying? So they just straddle the line. That's all they do. Straddle the line. I ain't gonna tell this dude if he ain't asking. You ain't gotta do it, but if you need to do it, go ahead. I ain't gonna say nothing. Go ahead. Make a deal with me. See what I'm saying? Put you in certain situations. Compromising situations. But if you know who your Savior is, right? Through Christ. And, worship the Most High. The best way you know how. Go within and talk to the Father. He always listening. Just stay humble. Stay positive over negativity. And, show thyself approved. Keep studying. Go within. Keep studying. Listening. Take your time. Until you know everything is that. Peace.